Greetings traders, how you doing today? My name is Steve Greger. I am one of the master educators at IML TV, and you've stumbled into the Scans, Forks, and Fibos session on IML TV, or the crypto session that I do on IML TV. And I directed you here because you need to have this background information to understand how we operate as a channel and as a trading community. We're rather unique, and so I felt an introductory video would be more appropriate. If you just jump into the first session at the IML TV channels for Scans, Forks, and Fibos and what I teach, you're going to be pretty overwhelmed. And it's not that what we do is rocket science, but there is some foundational information. And so I encourage you to stick with me. There are quite a few things we do differently. We trade in something we call the new paradigm, which is an advancement over the existing and old paradigm of trading, which is the way 99% of all other traders trade. So in order to give you some background here, this will then set the primer for you, if you will, so you can jump into the next scheduled session and at least have some understanding of what we're doing. And I hope you do that. You know, what we do isn't rocket science, but it is the foundations of teaching trading mastery. So we don't just trade a system, you know, step 1, step 2, step 3, move on, because that's just trading a system. That doesn't make you a trader. And so we teach the strong technical aspects that will make you a master trader. So if you plan to be in a trading career, be it 2, 3, 10, 20, 30 years, this is the place to be. I know you have a lot of options at IML TV, and that's great. I hope you have gone through and are working your way through IML Academy. That is your foundation. And then once you start having the freedom to choose where you want to go to look next, I hope you choose our channel. So you've been diverted here. Hopefully that doesn't overwhelm you or scare you away. If it does, well, so be it. Maybe we'll bump into each other another day. This is the Scans, Forks, and Fibos group, and what I want to do down at the bottom is direct your eyes there for the moment, and that is all material presented in this session and in all my IML TV sessions or anywhere you see me. When you know, it's for educational, instructional purposes only, and it shouldn't, anything I do shouldn't be considered as trading recommendations or investment advice. And as you're aware, past results in trading does not guarantee future performance. So anytime I talk about anything regarding income or associated risks with income and anything of the sort, please go to www.tradingdisclaimers.com for full disclosure on that information. Okay? It's the best way to be informed so you understand the possibilities to the positive, the possibilities to the negative, and all the associated risks associated with all that. So let's move on real quickly because I got a lot of ground to cover. And the next thing I'm going to point out is that indeed there are choices for you. There's now over 175 hours of live education a week in IML TV, which is pretty powerful. And I'm one of those choices for you. You know, some on the Forex side and some on the crypto side. So if that, sometimes it helps to know a little bit about the person that is guiding you. So without trying to sound I don't know how you want to say it, overly arrogant or egotistical, it is important for you to understand that I come from a trading background, and that's where my coaching comes from. So a little bit more about me. I went to the Naval Academy. I have 4 kids. I have 2 older kids, one PhD from the University of Delaware, and another one that was pre-med and is now leading a great life in Virginia Beach. I've got 2 younger children that are just so very special. And then, you know, I spent a lot of my time coaching sports over the years, from rec league football, rec league basketball, girls varsity basketball, boys varsity basketball. My son had a great run in his high school years. You know, I have 2 dogs, Roxy and Sydney. I have a cat, trading cat. Her picture's not here. I love being outdoors, gold miner and prospector. And so there you have it. Lived in Virginia, lived in California, and now essentially back in Virginia. So a little bit more about the professional side, and so I just put together a list of you know, highlights here. Been around a while, obviously a Forex trader since 2003. I've been coaching since 2004. My first gig was a coach with a company way back called FX Trainer. They were essentially the first Forex MLM in the marketplace. And I had the number one group there, and that just came about because I augmented what the company was doing so much that people were telling people about me, and so they came and joined my group, and I've been doing that ever since. So I then moved on to a company called FX Partners, where I was the director of training and development for them. And then I founded my own group called Pip Club, which is just a community of traders who trade the way I trade. I've received a PC Magazine Editor's Choice Award for a financial product that competed against 48 other products in their financial editorial review, and walked away with the number one spot. So real proud of that. I've received an Inc. 500 Fastest Growing Company Award back in the days when it was Inc. 500, not Inc. 5000. And to be specific, I was number 193. I brought the first technical analysis product to the IBM PC market. It was a product called Wall Street Window. And that was a pretty big deal. Okay. I had the first over-the-air real-time financial quotes in association with Lotus Development Corporation. They split off from their main product, which was spreadsheets, and they bought a data signal company. And we put together products that would deliver real-time over-the-air quotes way before Wi-Fi was even a thought in somebody's mind. More recently, I'm the creator of harmonic wave convergence. It's a technology, a multiple time frame analysis technology, which is leading the market. We've had some people try and rip us off. We have a 7-year advance run on them, and we've taken it to the 3rd generation now. So we're the leaders in harmonic wave convergence, which is something you may someday consider. More relevant in right now is I'm the creator of a Pitchfork Mastery course. I've been trading at this point pitchforks 12 years. And so what I've done is compress the stuff you don't need to know about and added stuff that normally isn't taught elsewhere and put it into a mastery course. And that mastery course I give to IML traders. It normally sells for $297, should sell for $997, but I give it away to active IML members, and I encourage you not to give it away to anybody else, because that just devalues the value I'm trying to give to you as an IML trader. So it's one of the things you're going to have to do, or I would recommend you do, to go through, and we'll explain a little bit more about why you might want to do that. I'm the creator of Charlie Delta Trading. It's a very specific kind of technology applied on top of a harmonic scan. Now, as you're aware, part of your IML membership includes the IML harmonic scanner, and so Charlie Delta just brings extra value to that scan, to the point where we're going to get 2 to 4, sometimes 5 additional trades off that scan, even at the point where that scan might disappear off the IML harmonic scanner. So we bring full value to that harmonic scanner, which obviously brings more value to your IML membership. I am an IML master educator on both the Forex side and the crypto side. I serve as a coach in many capacities, and because the traders that have been with me a long time know I'm headstrong on the mental, emotional, psychological game. And so I've pursued other stuff beyond my normal master's degree in order to just be able to serve people better. So I do have life purpose coach certification, motivation coach certification. I got 2 life coaching certifications. I'm a law of attraction practitioner certification. I'm an NLP practitioner certification. I got a CBT certification, cognitive behavioral therapy certification, and one of my favorite studies of the last 5 to 7 years is neuroplasticity. So I bring all that to the table to help you as a trader. So I'm not just somebody that's been trading for 6 months and has decided to start coaching. I've been at the coaching realm since 2004 and trading a year longer than that. So in terms of the Scans, Forks, and Fibos group, I said we trade in something called the new paradigm. So I'm going to give you a quick summary of the difference between the old or existing paradigm. And quite frankly, the old paradigm is just everything else outside of the Scans, Forks, and Fibos group. It's what everybody else trades. And so this is a generality. So obviously there'll be exceptions to this generalization here. But for the most part, in the old paradigm, you are trading with lagging indicators. which creates a big slush situation. In other words, everything is scaled up. If you go from a 5 to a 30 to a 4-hour chart, you have to scale up huge. In fact, and that creates bigger stops. And as an example, in a study of the IML harmonic scanner at the 4-hour level, the average stop is 148.2 pips for a 4-hour scan. So what that creates then, as you'll learn through some of the videos I'm going to direct you to, that creates a lower return per pip gained. So a lot of traders think a pip is a pip. It's not. So when somebody says, I made 800 pips last week, that's pretty irrelevant as to what they actually did. And the reason for that is, I'll explain here just a little bit more, but let's get back to the new paradigm. We use real-time indicators, so we have little slush. Scaling up time frame is very insignificant. We barely increase our stop loss. We have very tight stops overall, the tightest in the industry, tightest in the market. And we have the highest return per pip gained. So here's an example. If you take in the old paradigm a trader who makes X profits, that's $1, X dollars profits, for the same size account with the same downside risk in the trade as that old paradigm trader, we're typically going to make 3, 5, even 10 times the profits of that old paradigm trader. Now let me say that again. For the same trade gain, starting with the same account size, the same downside risk in the trade, we're going to make 3, 5, 10 times the profits. That's why people are migrating to the new paradigm extremely fast. That's why we're growing so fast as a strategy set, as a science, because the opportunity for profit is so much more. In the old paradigm, that slow dollar per gain, pip gain, creates a much tougher psychological and emotional road. The head game is in conflict with what you need to be doing in your trading, or better said, the trading messes up your head game. It's harder to succeed, and that's when you're directed to third-party psychology books, because the psychology isn't working in the old paradigm trading. And you mark my words, people will say, oh, get this book, get that book on trading psychology. And that's because the trading paradigm itself is against the head game. In the new paradigm, we have a very smooth psychological road. And it's because the trading supports the growth of the head game. Just by following a course of study in the science of how we trade, your head game will grow with it. Not only that, I'm a big head game guy, so a good 50% of my training is about the head game. And hey, everybody says, oh, head game's 15, 20, technical trading's 15, 20% of trading, the head game's the rest, and yet they spend 99% of their time on charts. See, it's an oxymoron in a sense. So when somebody tells you, when an educator or an instructor or a tutor or a guru or whatever you want to call people who are, giving you influence, a part of your mentor group, and they're telling you, oh, trading is 80% mental, and yet they spend 99% of their time on the technical stuff. You need to understand what's happening there with their statements and then their actions. So I work heavily on the psychological side. I bring the most recent advances in neuroscience to your trading. In other words, when it comes to things like your RAS, which is your reticular activation system, which is one of several components to what's called the sensory information gateway. It's how you learn. It's how you process data. It's such a huge part of trading, and yet 99.99999% of traders don't know anything about how that all works. In the old paradigm, you have an up and down equity curve, which creates this tremendous motion swing from elation to deep sadness, frustration, disappointment. We have a very smooth equity curve. Again, it's partly how we trade, it's partly how we work on pip accumulation, it's partly how your understanding of the head game contributes to your trading. In the old paradigm, there's a lot of slow growth. And the reason for that goes all the way back up here to the low return on account per pip gain. So I've known over the years, I've known a lot of successful traders, but they just don't make any money because the gain is so little. Now, I know traders who, in the current time, are making money, but they're not going to last because they're over leveraging and over risking. And that's not a long-term strategy. That's a flash in the pan. Oh, I want to quote you how many pips I made last week, so you can sign up with me kind of concept. And that's not what we want. That's not what you want as a trader. You want to be here for the long haul and not some flash in the pan thing where 6 months, 9 months from now, a year from now, you're gone because you're just so burnt out. You're successful, but you're just not making a lot of money at it. We have the fastest growth possible in the new paradigm. The fastest growth possible with the least amount of risk. Now, that as a highlight should interest you. And again, I'm not somebody here 6 months, in trying to entice you. I'm here after, a long period of trading since 2003, telling you that in all my learning and studying and trading and mentoring from others, that the new paradigm offers the fastest growth possible with the least amount of risk. So that should catch your ear a little. In the old paradigm, the trading becomes stressful, it becomes a chore, it becomes a job. It's like, oh gosh, I got to get to bed at night, and oh, I hate that because it just means I'm going to wake up in the morning and take my trades. No way. That's why you burn out over time. In the new paradigm, it's fun. We have a lot of great times. We're very casual yet professional. We enjoy humor. It brings a nice side to the social side of trading. What we do and what you'll do as a trader is enjoyable, and you'll develop a passion for it. So at night, you're going to be, oh man, I got to get to bed early because I can't wait to get up in the morning and do my trading. Okay? So a little difference between the old paradigm and the new paradigm. You may want to take a screenshot of this and think about it as you move forward in your trading career. So in the old paradigm, the concept typically is to get you demo trading as soon as you can. Here's the system, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and go demo trade it. And the problem is you're now out trying to win. You've seen your guru make these trades. You've seen people who have been following him make trades, him or her. And, you're trying to keep up with them and you can't. And that creates another level of frustration. And so it ends up in the old paradigm. When you try to win, you will fail. When you try to win in your demo account, you're going to fail. So our approach is totally different in the new paradigm. So what you're going to do is you're not demo trading to win, you're demo trading to learn what not to do. And you have people helping you. That's the whole difference. You're going to have consistent interactive feedback with our group and our channel. And you're not left on your own. So we layer on those failures. We learn what not to do here. We post some more trades. We learn what not to do in those trades. We're not trying to get pips. We're just trying to demonstrate our level of understanding of what's going on, so it attracts other senior and tenured traders to help you move forward. We have a very active community, and you'll see a little bit more about this shortly. So we build on those learning what to do. We build on learning what not to do. We build on learning what to do, and we carry those forward. Okay, just like Edison, I now know 10,000 ways how not to invent the light bulb. See, you can't get it right from the beginning. If you do, it's guessing. It's guessing because you don't know what you bypassed. You don't know the things that you didn't do wrong because you didn't do wrong in that particular case. So you'll see traders, brand new traders, oh, I've just been 3 weeks and I'm already making 20% return. I saw this the other day. It was right last night on a $7 million call. Somebody says, I got 20% in just 3 days. Okay? Well, that's guessing. That's not accurate. That's not trading. Yeah, trust me, I can tell you. If you don't believe me, fine, I understand. But that's not how you learn to trade. You learn to trade by learning what not to do, and success eventually finds you. Once you've eliminated the things not to do wrong, by default, you're left with the things that work. So one of the first big approaches, besides the head game, besides the shorter stop losses, blah, 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 is the fact that in the old paradigm, you're essentially mentored to trade and to win. In the new paradigm, especially in the early days, posting trades, taking trades is not about trying to win. It's about, hey guys, this is what I did. Help me learn more. And if you focus your attitude, there's a big difference. Notice there's failures in both these pictures. But one is using the failures to build. The other one's letting the failures add to his mental attitude about trading. All right, so the highlight of our group, and this is very important to understand. The highlight of our group, one of the most powerful things available to you, and this is totally free. It's not part of your IML membership. Okay, it's just something offered by me as a master IML educator for the two channels that I have for the channels I have on the Forex side and on the crypto side. And that is this. We have a Facebook group that's called iMarkets Live Scans, Forks, and Fibos. And you can actually just go up to your Facebook search box and type iMarkets Live Scans, Forks, and Fibos. It'll bring you to this group because this group is searchable. It's a public group, but it does require membership approval. Now, unless you have 1,387 groups and no friends, you're going to be accepted into this group. And so this is our support group for my IML TV channels. And it's a big group. It's one of the biggest support groups out there in the IML world. And so we have a pinned post at this group. Once you get in and join, read through that pinned post. It has all our group policies and terms and conditions. And then there's some valuable tools, links to valuable tools in there as well. And that includes, links to our Telegram channel. That includes links to information about TradingView charts, which is the standard that we use. Now, some of you go, well, I use MT4. That's fine. I'm not going to tell you not to. I'm just going to tell you the majority of the successful traders in our group eventually migrate to TradingView charts. Now, if you're not familiar with them, let me just say right now that 99% of the time when Christopher Terry disseminates and publishes his swing trades, they're on TradingView charts. The IML Harmonics web scanner is on TradingView charts. The web analyzer product is on TradingView charts. So TradingView charts are a high-end premium charting service, but at very Volkswagen-like prices. Okay, they're very, very, very affordable. And again, if you're going to be a serious trader here 2, 5, 10 years from now, this is where you're going to want to be. Okay. Sorry about that interruption. I thought I turned the volume down. So we have information on the TradingView charts in our group. We also have information about scanner alerts, how to get scanner alerts for your harmonic scans, and the very popular and excellent tool TradeCalc, which is a position sizing calculator that works in the way IML does its risk, which is fixed percentage risk. So more about that later as well. This group is about the support and training from IML TV channels, all Steve Gregor's channels on IML TV. So we operate to maximize the trader's brain physiology. So we're going to talk in a few minutes about this video that you have free access to that explains how your brain works. And don't let your ego get in the way. You're not going to be the first trader to rewrite history. This is a neurological, physiological, anatomical, biological, whatever ology you want to throw at it, the way your brain works. And the way your brain works, once you understand that, you'll understand a little bit more about what happens in your trading. Okay? Again, emphasis on our demo trading is not to win, but to learn what not to do. And what happens in this group is you get to post your trade setups. You get to post your demo trades. And we have a team, we call them the A team. It's just our administrators and moderators and coaches. Right now I have a team of 12 coaches that have been with me typically 3 to as many as 7 years right now. And they are acknowledged by me because of their proficiency initially with forks, pitchforks, and Fibonacci. And so they've been there, done that, okay? And they will coach you up. They will be the extra set of eyes because, see, you can't be the student and the teacher that corrects your own papers at the same time. A lot of traders think they can. Guess what? That's called ego. You just can't because your eyeballs haven't evolved far enough. The whole sensory information gateway way of processing, the entire way your brain's physiology works, does not allow you to be a trader and teach yourself what you're doing wrong. You need a mentor. And in fact, you need a mentor who doesn't just talk one way. It has to be bilateral. And so you get to post your trades, and our A team will go and help you understand what in those trades you're doing wrong. This is powerful, guys. This is a true coaching environment. So the more you participate in our group, the faster you're going to accelerate your learning and your time to live trading. And that's what every trader wants. But you can't do it on yourself. You're not going to learn to trade on your own. And by that I don't mean, I watch videos from my mentors. No, that's not enough. That's not enough. You need active coaching on the other side to help you learn what not to do. Otherwise, you're just trying to guess. And when you guess, you may get it right a couple of times, but you'll bail out in the long term, trust me. And we have a community of fellow traders on the same page. A little pun intended, but it's great to have people with the same mindset, etc. So in the iMarkets Live Scans, Forks, and Fibos group, under the Files tab, we have a document called the Scans, Forks, and Fibos Video Archive, SFF Video Archive. It's a PDF file. And what that PDF file has is a listing of all of our videos that are produced outside of IML to help augment and complement what you have learned in IML and what you learn on Steve Gregor's IML TV channels. And so this video archive has very important videos, some of which you really need to step up to and look, such as fully understanding risk. Now I know some of you think you understand risk. New traders are clueless. That's okay. We all were there. We all started without understanding how risk really works. And then we talk about the IML harmonic scanner in reference to pitchforks. And then we talk about why you might consider using pitchforks. And this is the baby here. Once you get through these first two, once you get here, even if you don't understand what's going on, just the math, just the concept should have you saying, I can't wait to get to Steve's next IML TV session. All right. We're going to talk about risk in trade and why tight stops are the big thing. We're going to talk about the realities of Forex compounding. If you haven't read The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy or The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson, you need to read those books. But you need to watch this because this is going to show you that math at play in terms of trading. Why don't spend too much time on fundamentals, and then a few other things. Most importantly, we have a very high-end professional training for Quickfire, which is trading the harmonic scans with the greatest and latest up-to-date technology, as well as the Charlie Delta trading system, which is built and married to the harmonic scans. So lots of good training videos in this group. And then more importantly, or as important, but I want to bring super highlight to it, is a couple of specials. Fibo. I'm going to review the 15 ways that Fibo shows up on the charts. In fact, I need to edit that out and change it to 16 because I just created a new one, or I discovered a new one. I don't create Fibonacci. I discovered it at play. So this is, see, a lot of people think Fibo is just that little Fibo tool on a chart. 38.50, 61.8. If you don't even know what I'm talking about there, don't worry. If you do know what I'm talking about, that's what you think of as Fibo. I'm going to show you 16 ways Fibo's on the charts. I guarantee you about 12 to 13 of them are stuff you've never heard or seen, and you're never going to hear it or see it from somebody else because I'm a Fibo master. That's one of the things I specialize in my trading. But down here, two big videos you're going to watch. The Intro to the Law of Spirals, which tells you how life works in terms of your brain. And then we get to, from a trader's perspective, we look at the physiology of your brain. And again, how it impacts your learning, and more importantly, how it impacts your trading. You're not going to want to miss these. You're not going to get this anywhere else in the Forex market, and yet these are the absolute keys to your Forex success. So why is that? Why is it you're not going to see this anywhere else? The answer is because nobody else has been trading strong enough, long enough to have an understanding of this. Nobody else has gone in there and studied neuroscience for the last decade. Because you know what, guys? I do all that stuff to improve my trading. I trade great, but you know what? There's no such thing as perfecter, and we never arrive. There's always more to learn. There's always more to understand. And if you're going to pursue this as a career, you need to do that. I don't brag when I talk about trading since 2003, but let me tell you what it's done for me. It's allowed me to come home. I was able to exchange my Fortune 500 job in high-end marketing and technology and come trade from home. And what that meant is for my younger children, I got to witness their lives. I got to witness the 30-second line or the 10-second line my daughter had in the third grade play at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. My son Dallas played basketball from 8th grade through his senior year, 5 years of basketball. I missed one game. One game in 5 years of basketball. I missed maybe 2 or 3 practices. Yeah, I went to his practices. He had practices at 5:30 in the morning for 2 years. He had practices at 2 o'clock. Sometimes in his later years, he had practices at 7:30 at night. I was every one of his practices, every one of his games, every one of those 2-day weekend tournaments that we had to travel to. He didn't just ride the team bus and go with the team. I went and met them there. My daughter was a basketball player. I was at her games. She was a volleyball player. I was at her games. If we had a nice cold day and we wanted to go skiing, we did. Hey, it's raining where I live in the Central Valley, but the mountains are getting snow. Let's just get in the car and go play in the snow. That's what a full-time trader can do. Now, wrong words. I don't want to teach you the wrong semantics. It's not full-time trading. It's full-time income from trading. People have a misnomer about that. A lot of people, I don't want to trade my job. I'd rather trade all day. No, you don't. You want to trade during the day or night or whenever your schedule permits and make so much money that you don't have to have your job. But what you're really looking for is time freedom. You don't want to just trade your big-time corporate job or whatever it is you do to be a trader. You want to gain time freedom. That's the biggest commodity ever, and yet make more money than you ever made before. So there's something special to trading, and which is why I continue to learn. I continue to search out the self-growth at a personal level. I continue to search out the science that tells us how we operate as humans, and then I bring that all to my students, which hopefully you're going to be one of. So I mentioned a pitchfork course, and again, this came from about 12 years of, I've been trading pitchforks 12 years, and I continue to add things to this, as you'll see bonus videos added to this, and most recently I added about a 4-hour boot camp on top of what's already there. Right now, I think this is about a 15 to 16-hour course, free to you as an active IML trader. So what you need to do, and pay attention here, again, this is a screen that you're going to want to take a screenshot of. And again, I apologize. I can't help it if somebody walks up to my door. So pay attention. Take a screenshot of this page, guys. This has the all-important URL, forexpitchfork.com/IML, notice case sensitive, all uppercase. And that's going to bring you to a registration page for the course. Now, if this is a registration page, this is not your entry page. You're going to have to put your name and your email address in these blocks. Your name, your email address. Okay? Nothing else. That will then deliver a confirmation email which lets you go to the training site, and it'll forward you or give you a link to it automatic directly. And there you will enter a username and password, which is right here, circled at the top. So this again, take a screenshot. I put in the password and it doesn't work. Because you had Forks uppercase, or you had IML lowercase. This is case sensitive. So just take a screenshot of this page. If you don't know how to do a screenshot because you're new to computers, just go to YouTube. It's the world's second largest search engine, and say, how do I take a screenshot in Windows? Or how do I take a screenshot on my Mac? Whatever you're using. But take a screenshot of this page. So this is your entry into the Pitchfork course. This is not your IML username and password. This is not your name and email address. It is this right here after you've got your confirmation to go enter the course. And then you have access to the course. Now, I will note that some Gmail addresses, and I don't know why it's random Gmail addresses, have a trouble and they don't ever get that confirmation page. If that happens to you, just send me an email or PM me in Facebook. I said earlier in the pinned post, we also give you free access to TradeCalc, which is a position sizing calculator. It also does a lot of other great things for you in terms of helping you analyze your trades. If you have a legging down strategy where you exit various pieces of your lots, various amounts of your lots as you move through your targets, it'll show you what the average lots, what the average gain was actually based on the lots that you downlegged in. But more importantly, it shows you how to position size so you know exactly how many lots to put in a trade. And it needs to be based on percent risk. You don't want to put the same amount of lots in every trade that you take. That's not going to take advantage of the Forex for you. And that totally blows compounding as you would understand it from Darren Hardy or Jeff Olson in the compound effect or in the slight edge. So free calculator, and at the calculator page, there's also a training video on how to use it. Gosh, can it be any easier, guys? So you'll also find in the back of the, at the Facebook page, under the Files tab, same place you found the video archive, you'll find a roadmap. And this roadmap just walks you through, starting with going through the IML Academy, all the way through the groups you should be part of, which includes IML Elite. If you're not a member of IML Elite, go to your sponsor, whoever brought you into IML, and ask them to add you to IML Elite. You need to be part of iMarkets Live Scans, Forks, and Fibos. We already talked about that. That's this support group for my IML channels. And you want to join the Goals Coach, just a wee bit of help on the self-development side. So 3 groups at a minimum. Also recommend you join the Whetstone group, Whetstone, Whetstone, which is our self-development group for reading, which is managed by one of my traders. So it's a very, very strong self-development group. Whetstone. All right. This roadmap, guys, will change from time to time. You know, we constantly look to make it smoother and better and more informative to the new coming, but we give you a map at least to follow. All right, lastly, well, not lastly, but on the technical side, we do have that IML. We have a Telegram channel for our IML efforts with scans and forks, and it's a great way to see charts that I post or charts that come to me through our groups and from other traders, and I'll share those charts in this Telegram. But if it's a fork scan and fork combination that you get in that Telegram channel, you're going to want to look at it, and you're going to try and do your best to copy that fork to your charts, and then watch how it plays out, because you'll see trades, you know, coming up as you do that. And so it's a great tool. Not chit chat. It doesn't overwhelm you. You know, I do maybe 1 to 2 posts a day at most. Sometimes it'll go 0, 0, 0, nothing in 3 days, but I try and get there daily. Just depends on my schedule. Lastly, I want to go over a little bit of etiquette in the room. It's a little bit of an uncontrolled environment from the educator side. We can't turn off the chats. We can't limit what people say in the chats. We can ask and people can do their own thing. And I'll just say this, if somebody ends up being a negative influence in the group, I do go to IML Corporate, and we will have you permanently banned from the group and maybe even terminated as an IML member. So back to the golden rule kind of stuff, but let's just talk a little bit about how I operate our Scans, Forks, and Fibos group. You need to arrive at the sessions ahead of time. Hey, look, we can't always do that. I understand jobs, family, going to your daughter's recital, etc. But if you arrive late, don't be rude. Don't expect us to repeat what we've already taught for people who were there on time. You can always watch the session in the recordings. So if you can't attend on time, sometimes it's best just not to show up and just watch the recording so you can get all that stuff. But it's just rude to come in here, oh, what was the link? Oh, what did he say about this? No, don't do it, okay? You either arrive on time and catch the entire session, or you can watch the recording. If you don't arrive on time, that's cool, but now you're an observer. You don't get to ask questions about stuff that already happened. That's just common etiquette. I want you to get your social chit-chat out of the way before the session starting time. So if you want to arrive 5 minutes early and talk to your friends about the weather is and, what you did Saturday night, that's fine. But when the session starts, that chit-chat's done. I don't need somebody coming in 20 minutes late. Hi, it's Billy Bob from Albuquerque. What, okay, Billy Bob, thank you. There's several hundred people in here, and they're trying to pay attention to what I'm talking about. You're just causing a distraction. So none of that stuff. The chat in our groups are reserved for you answering questions that I ask. And when I ask for questions from you, then that's your time to play in the chat. Otherwise, you stay out of the chat box. You just watch the screen. Have a notebook and pen and your pencil ready to go on time. You need to know how to do a screenshot, because I might say, you need to screenshot this fork. And you need to screenshot that fork then. Once the session starts, stay out of the chat except to answer questions or to ask a question. Do not show up late and announce that you've arrived. We talked about that. Typically, I have several seasoned traders that are admins and coaches from our Scans, Forks, and Fibos Facebook group who know what I teach and will help you as the session winds down. So don't be in there saying, oh, what was the password for the Pitchfork course? Just wait until the end and then say, hey, if there's an admin in here, can you help me with the link to this, the password to that, etc. Any misbehavior that would include arguing with me or any of the admins is going to be reported. We're going to get suspended from IML TV. If you have any negative comments about something, it's okay. Look, I want to hear them, just not in the chit chat and during that session. So you can contact directly by sending me an email, stevegregor@pipclub.com. Respect any of the admins if they're asking for your cooperation while I'm teaching, because they know what I'm doing. They've been students and they're coaches themselves. In general, don't be rude and understand the universe does not revolve around you. You are part of the universe. And in these groups, you're part of our community in the groups. You're not someone special. You're all special, but you know what I'm saying. Remember the golden rule, do unto others as you have others do unto you. So don't distract others, don't heckle others, don't laugh at others. We are all about support, support, support. We'll gain good traders' insights. We're going to have great resources, and we like to have fun because it's not all work and no play. It's just in the right time and place for each, right? So don't piss off the Grizzly. Some of the traders have been around me for years. My nickname is the Grizzly. My nickname is the Forex Coach, and the nickname is Pips Don't Lie. But in terms of our group, we kind of have this little inside joke about don't piss off the Grizzly. Because I will get Grizzly when, as an example, you ask something that I've already covered 5 times in that session. Because now you're asking me to waste time. So if you don't know how to take notes, maybe you need to take a course on taking notes. If you don't know how to do a screenshot, you need to learn how to do a screenshot. But please don't ask me to repeat something I've already repeated 4 or 5 times. Yes, I want to bring clarity to you. But that's when you can, in the end, put up hey, I got a question about this, and myself or one of the admins will help you. All right? So normally you're going to see me as the cuddly bear. But if you really do something silly, then I will get Grizzly. And I have all sorts of tolerance for brand new traders. Because guess what? I was once a brand new trader. We all learn. We all go through the growth pains. And it requires effort, commitment, dedication, persistence. And you're going to get more support technically and more support mentally and emotionally with us than I guarantee you're going to get anywhere else. It's not a sales job, I'm just telling you. Because quite frankly, the fewer people I have, the happier I am. Because it makes it easier for me to spend so much time with people then, and our coaches to spend so much time with them. So if you're easily scared off, it's okay. Go to another channel now. You can still love up on IML. But I'm here to create master traders. So if becoming a master trader is your goal, then this is the place to be. And with that, I'm going to wind down. I encourage you to come back to the next scheduled IML TV session. I encourage you to get yourself into the Pitchfork course and start your way there. And if you see us explaining stuff about pitchforks, if you see me in strong conversation and discussion about a pitchfork and you don't understand what I'm doing, you can ask, but don't be surprised if I say, oh, the answer's in the Pitchfork course. It's just you haven't got that far yet, right? If you've been totally through the Pitchfork course, you can say that. Hey, I have a question, Steve. I've been totally through the Pitchfork course and I have a question about this. Hey, great. I want to bring clarity to it. All right? So you have a game plan. There is a path to follow. You have a Pitchfork course you can take. And all of this, I love when sometimes prospects and sometimes even new traders, there's just not that much to IML. I mean, are you seriously kidding? You've got 175 hours a week. I know they're not all in your native tongue, but, you still have plenty of IML TV to watch. You have a complete IML portal with the IML education. And you've got this group here, free to you with your membership, but all the stuff we do above and beyond, all of iMarkets Live Scans, Forks, and Fibos Facebook group, all of the additional videos. I mean, we have our own little Forex Academy right there in the video archive for our group. There's a good 20 to plus hours of hard education from an experienced trader that you're not going to find elsewhere. And it's free to you just because you've come to my IML channel. So hopefully this introductory video brings you a little bit more familiarity with what we do, and you get some benefit from it. And I really hope to see you in the next Steve Gregor IML TV session. With that, have a great day, guys.